You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring will be here soon, so if buying a new home is on your to-do list, right now is the time to call Quicken Loans. Learn about which mortgage options make sense for you and get a jump on your competition. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new Sesame Ginger Glazed Chicken Signature Wrap. How would you like it?
I'll take a...
Sports announcer at home?
Yeah, how'd you...
We just know.
My wife picks up the new Signature Wrap. It's got double the rotisserie-style chicken mixed with a sesame ginger glaze. She appears annoyed at me, but she shrugs it off. Those sweet and savory flavors are calling her name. She lifts the wrap and... she takes the bite! Incredible! And now she's closing the door on my... Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
I'm little teapot, short and stout.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
No, Dad, like this. When I get all steamed up, then I shout, tip me over and pour me out.
This is WWE superstar Roman Reigns. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq, Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to FOOBAR, One Nation Under Foo. I am your host, the far out, the bashful, the death-defying, the Foo. And we're coming to you live on this muy bonito Wednesday night from FOOBAR Studios, right here on KLRN Radio. And with me, as always, is the only Amish guy to have ever taught Chuck Norris martial arts, the one, the only, the Orty Packard. Orty, how are you? I think we lost him. Did we lose Orty?
Did we already lose him? We haven't even
Oh my God,
started
it's
yet.
the Alexa thing. Did you see that Alexa thing today? She's getting smarter.
No, but you're right. We don't have him, I don't think.
Oh my God. Well, I was just laughing because anybody who has never listened to the show, who turns in and hears all this cute music, and then they hear the chainsaw, they're like, what the hell is going on? Because we assume people know that the rabbit and the chainsaw thing is like a thing we do. That's really, it's weird, right?
Yeah, Alexa, you bitch. Anyway,
I can do both parts. Okay, hold on. So I'll do the one, the only, the Orty Parker. Orty, how are you? Well, hey, Foo, how you doing? It's been one of those days, and I gotta talk about how taxation is theft. And then I make fun of him for saying that, and then he'll say something really nerdy, and then that works.
Well, except you forgot one thing. When he says hello, when he says hello to you, he doesn't say hello, Foo. He's like, hello, Samantha.
Oh, because, he has to make a thing about that. Because, it can't be Sam, it has to be Samantha because of the whole, they want to know a chick is doing the show thing.
I thought it had more to do with Amish not really liking to shorten people's names, but that's okay, too.
I don't know if it's a sexist thing or an Amish thing, but, it's his thing. Where is he? Did we lose him completely?
He's completely gone. I can't get him to reconnect. It says he's unavailable. I think he may have just quit the show. He's like, screw you guys, I'm out. We're done.
Well, you know what you did? You guys in your toxic masculinity, you totally hosed him. He's exhausted and he can't do it.
Well, after that workout, I would have quit too. I'm just saying.
I just kind of tuned that whole G workout thing out because otherwise, I'm the same way. I'm exhausted and I can't go on.
But yeah, so the funny thing is about that, not to backtrack, but G starts the whole thing out, even before we go live. Oh, you guys are going to like the workout today. It's an easy one. So the warm-up was a bench press of 135 pounds. That was the fucking warm-up. Are you kidding me? So then he's like, and then we're going to do this. We're just going to add one more plate on each side. No big deal. That's going to raise it to 225. Then we're going to do 100 reps. I'm like, okay, right. Somebody call an ambulance. I'm out.
Nobody exercises like that. I mean, even people who do it all the time, they're like, well, I did, my bar when I go weight, it's 80 pounds. It's not 200 pounds. This terrifies me. Well, I know you're trying to eat dinner and stuff, man.
Nah, it's all right. There's always later. The show must go on. I'll keep trying to find Orty, but until then, I will pretend to be Amish. I'm gonna go churn some butter or something. I don't know.
Well, you gotta make fun of me and irritate me a lot too, because that's also what he does. So make sure you do that. But I mean, I can talk by myself for an hour. We all know I love the sound of my own voice.
Yeah. I mean, you've done the show by yourself before. So
oh my God, I used to do 90 minutes by myself. Yeah.
That's what she said.
I was younger then, though. I had more energy. But, okay, so I'll tell you guys.
I don't know if you've ever really been young. You've always kind of been a grandmother at heart.
Oh, my God. You know what? It's very true, actually. I've always been kind of an old soul. Or an old cranky soul. No, I have to tell you about what I did today.
Hey!
I swear to God, it's because you guys were bad-mouthing Alexa today.
I didn't say shit about Alexa. I just said, oh, my God, this is not good because she's, got your address and stuff, right?
Yeah. As soon as the first pull of the chainsaw, my internet quit.
I'm all giving you, mad props, the one, the only, you taught Chuck Norris martial arts, and you're not there. Tell you what, you're fired, buddy.
And I had a great cold open too, and just whatever.
I
even remembered to play the damn disclaimer, and you're just screw you guys, I'm out. I'm like, really?
Okay, what did I miss? You had a great day, from what I hear.
No, I made fun of you a lot before you came back, so there was that.
Of course you did.
Yeah, because I had to do your part since you weren't here. No, today I got a ladder out by myself.
Ooh.
I did. So I came home. And I look up in our little street light thingy, which is about 8 feet tall, because people are giving me shit, but they're like, why would you get a ladder for that thing? But, I noticed the top of it's all tilted. So I'm like, oh, I better get the ladder. I got the ladder out. And I don't have to mess with the street light. And I'm like, this is stupid. But I tried, which is really funny. But yeah,
you didn't call Angie's List. You didn't have somebody come out and do it.
I didn't yell at the delivery driver or nothing.
I'm not buying this story.
I know.
This is a Bill Crystal at the airport story. I can feel it.
Oh, that's later in the show. We got to talk about that separately because that was like my whole day on Tuesday. No, there's actually footage of it, which is really funny because we have security cameras all around the house because people are insane and crazy and I'm paranoid or whatever. But yeah, and there's footage of my husband actually fixing it. Yay. And then he killed a wasp. So that was really a good day.
All right.
Yeah. So should I do my intro of you again so you can do your cold opening that you had planned, or do you just want to play it like you were here all along and ignore that you couldn't bother to show up for the first 4 minutes or so?
Let's just go on.
All right.
Let's just move on.
How are you?
I am good. I have decided that if my party should nominate me for president, then I will pick someone from chat to be my vice president because chat lives matter.
Well, I'm not going to be.
Biden still hasn't announced, and he's in front.
I know he's like 34% or something. Harris has dropped down. Booty gig.
Yeah, he's third.
Gig. He was second in one I saw today. It was Biden, Buttigieg, Sanders, and then Harris. Harris has fallen too.
What I saw was Biden, Sanders, Buttigieg, and then Harris. Yeah. Boy, the Dems have a real old white dude problem, don't they?
They always have. They like old, rich white people. As much as they bitch about old, rich white people, that's like all they run.
Hey, Persnickety, I just saw before we came on, he's not going to announce tomorrow because...
because what? We lost him again. Uh-oh. Well, I can tell you why he's not going to, because tomorrow is a Women of Color forum or some there's something about women of color. There was some kind of get-together, and so Biden decided he wasn't going to run, or he wasn't going to announce because he didn't want to disrespect the women of color thing going on. That's, I think, what I saw. But, yeah, I think we've lost him again. So you guys are stuck with me, and I don't like you, you don't like me, so this could be real interesting. Actually, while we wait for him to come back, I want to talk about Easter worshipers because I'm an Easter worshiper, and I'm a Catholic. So, over the weekend, on Easter Sunday, unless you were living under a rock, in which I wouldn't blame you because of the way things are, but unless you're living under a rock, you know that there were attacks in Sri Lanka that killed 321 people. The Islamic State has, of course, taken credit for this. You have the media saying that it was in retaliation for the New Zealand shooting, but a lot of people think that's stupid because you don't exactly have to provoke ISIS to, kill Christians. But basically what happens is this happens on Easter Sunday. It happens in Catholic churches, hotels, various areas in Sri Lanka. And people, of course, are on Twitter sending their prayers, and Christians are openly mourning for their brothers and sisters, yada, yada, yada. And then, of course, prominent Democrats pop up, like Obama, who is the first. And he pops up on Twitter and he says, yada, 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 we stand with our, friends in Sri Lanka and these poor Easter worshipers who were killed. Easter worshipers, which is interesting because people who are there in church aren't worshiping Easter. They are worshiping God, or they're worshiping Christ. This is not a hard thing to say Christians, but apparently Hillary Clinton also got the memo. And she also was on Twitter talking about Easter worshipers. And if you look through prominent Democrats' timelines all over the place on Sunday, it is Easter worshipers, Easter worshipers, Easter worshipers, with nary a comment about Christians, because God forbid they talk about Christians. Now, they're fine when it happened at the mosque, talking about the Muslim community and Islam and the violence against our friends, our Muslim friends, but they couldn't bother to say Christians. So as one of those Easter worshipers, I was not really very happy about it. And so I was on Twitter talking about it. There were a good many Christians talking about it. And then, of course, you had your leftist apologists coming in saying, what's the big deal? They were worshiping and they were celebrating Easter and they were worshiping at church. And they were trying to make this some kind of, they're making an argument for them and defending it. I had one idiot telling me that it was journalistically smarter to call it Easter worshiping because they were worshiping Easter. They were worshiping on Easter, so it made sense. And it was easier to write Easter worshiper than it was to write Christian. Yeah, because, Easter worshiper is 5 syllables versus Christian, which is 2. No, he was really trying to make this argument with me that it was easier to write Easter worshiper. Oh, I hear somebody moving around. What happened?
Same thing. Just my internet's been popping up and down all day.
Wow. Well, I'm just going to keep talking. And
so it'll be like any other show.
Right. See, like people even know the difference.
What did I miss? So you wanted to talk about...
Easter worshipers.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, well... It was a bad thing. And it was Easter Sunday, and I already kind of went on my rant about how Obama called us that, and us poor Christians or Catholics, they can't say that on Twitter. They can't acknowledge that. Of course, at their own convention, they booed God. So, God forbid they talk about Christians, because they'd have to admit then that this was an act against some Christian faith, because we can't do that, because, Christians are the evil guys. Basically, they claimed, and then you have the media claiming that if Christians would stop provoking the terrorists, and it wouldn't be a big deal. It was their own fault.
Pew did a study a few years ago that Christians are the most persecuted class on the planet.
Yes.
Period.
Well,
and that's not even counting the quiet bigotry towards them. You get with the Easter worshipers and dude from fucking Marcy's Playground the other
Jared.
day.
Oh my God, what an insane thing that. Well, and it's so
Mama,
soon
this Shirley
after,
is a douche.
Oh my God,
Bigot.
it's so soon after Notre Dame. Where we should make this a museum. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. So this happens right after Notre Dame, and they're telling the guy from Sex and Candy, Jared Kotler. You think I'd know his name because he's all over my timeline screaming at me about how Christians are evil and they worship a fake God and they worship a fake guy in the sky and it's their own fault that they got killed. This is the day of the attacks that he's all over Twitter saying these things. He actually did get locked for some of his comments. He was calling Christians morons and fucking racists and all kinds of lovely things. But he wasn't unique. Of course it was.
No, I was just using him as an example.
Oh, yeah.
Like Crow said in chat, he's an atheist and he found the term Easter worshippers strange. That's the same thing. I'm agnostic. And Easter worshippers make it sound like, it takes the Christianity out of it and it makes it sound like that you're a bunny rabbit worshiper.
And there are those. That does happen.
I'm sure, and you have 70,000 of them that follow you.
78,000.
Whatever.
I know, but this is important. But no, you're right. Basically, what it did was it removed the whole idea of Jesus and Christ and God from what they were doing. There was his name was Andy West, and the only reason I remember his name because I thought of Adam West. Right. Andy West is a journalist. He's on TV. He was telling people not to pray for people and these Christians in Sri Lanka because of some documentary he had seen, and that he had proved that prayer is useless.
Oh, well.
I told him to go fuck himself, and then I thought I'd pray for him. See, I have this, I'm a dichotomy of affection, you see.
Go fuck yourself, I'll pray for you.
Basically, it's like, hey, you're an asshole, but Jesus still loves you.
Is that like in the South when you say, oh, bless your heart, when you really mean go fuck yourself?
Well, I think that's a little more subtle than I am. I'm really not a bless your heart kind of girl. I'm more of an eat shit and die kind of girl, And I smile at you when I say it, so you can't tell if I'm being nice or not. I'm a little more direct. But yeah, bless your heart in the South means go fuck yourself, basically, yeah. So it was a lot of fun watching people crap all over Christianity and specifically Catholicism, since it was 2 Catholic churches that were hit.
Yeah, people are the worst.
People really are the worst. They really
social media people are the worst, except for our followers and people we interact with. Chat.
Chat sucks, dude. I'm telling you.
They're the best.
Ugh, you're such a suck up. No, it sucked. But anyway, the Easter worshiper thing was a big deal. It was like DNC had sent out their memo. Make sure you say Easter worshiper instead of Christian. It was so bizarre.
Except for apparently AOC didn't get the memo because she had 17 tweets about the New Zealand mosque massacre.
Yeah.
Didn't tweet about Sri Lanka once.
Oh, no.
Not one tweet.
No.
Not a tweet to be had.
Well, then Ilhan Omar spent her time talking about how Black Hawk Down killed all these Somalis, So that was her contribution. It was so bad. I don't understand people who like
Did they
these
forget
folks.
why we were even there?
Yes, she's ridiculously stupid. AOC is just ridiculously stupid. But if you criticize them, that makes you a sexist, racist, bigot, Islamophobe, homophobe, whatever phobe of the day it is.
Yeah, but
these are some dumbass people.
God, who was it that just came out and endorsed her?
Which one?
They endorsed Elon for again. It's another wow. They're still relevant.
I missed it. Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Hang on, I'll scan real quick. But
you scan, you'll find it. Just don't lose your internet scanning.
Yeah, I hope not. I hate, I feel bad too because it's like Rick is like, I'm going to be real quiet because I have to eat.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to ditch you guys.
And so what happens? My internet takes a shit.
And that's okay. But, like I told him, I'm happy to hear myself talk for an hour. I'm not sure they'd be happy to hear me talk for an hour, but I can do it. We know I can do it. Nobody asked you. But, it's been that between that and Notre Dame, it has not been very accommodating to Christians in social media. It's been really ugly. And the people who are like, of course you have the Democrats and your leftists who are like, oh, look, the conservatives are pouncing. They're pouncing and they're so angry and they're triggered and they're snowflakes. That has been my favorite, being called a snowflake.
Move on.
You have the people.
No, sorry, move on. Indoors, still on.
Oh, move on.
Yeah.
I'm like, who? What? I'm not moving on. Kiss my ass. No. I was trying to tie it into Bill Kristol. Because it was his. So we got to talk about Bill Kristol and Rick Wilson. Because Rick Wilson, for whatever reason, on Sunday, I said something, and I don't know if you know Mitch Bennett, but he's been a friend a long time, and he said something, it was Seth Abramson. We were making fun of Seth Abramson in his 400 tweets, and now he basically lost.
Time for some game theory on Seth Abramson.
So basically, we're making fun of all the people who had written books because, they've come out and they're like, hey, there's no collusion. And these idiots have written books about how he colluded. Seth, and one of them was Rick Wilson. Well, Mitch picks up Rick Wilson, doesn't tag Rick. This is what's important. And I just like, haha, this is really funny. We're having a good laugh. Well, all of a sudden, there's just this influx of old, angry, really bad trolls on my timeline. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I don't mind bad trolls. Most people are not good at it, and that's not a bad thing. But these were like, your grandma, and they were scolding me for being mean to Rick Wilson. And, well, I'd like to see you write a book. Man, I'm like, well, I wouldn't never write a book because that's not my thing. But they're really angry, and I'm silly. Like they're like 60 to 80 is who these people are, and they're yelling at me.
At least their AVIs are.
Right. So I'm like, what the hell is going on? Poor Mitch, because Mitch is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. If you don't know Mitch, he's really great. You'll find him on Twitter. But I had no idea.
You'd have to give his ad, but
I think it's at Mitch Benna, actually, Behna. But I can't figure it out, and he's not quite as assertive or direct as I am. So I'm kind of like punching people trying to protect Mitch. Well, I finally look up and I see that Rick has quote tweeted Mitch, even though Mitch did not tag him. So all of his, hundreds of thousands of followers have seen him make a nasty dig at Mitch for making fun of his book. So this is where all these old people are coming from.
That's because Rick Wilson has nothing better to do but search his own name.
I don't even search my name. I don't have time. I'm like, who are these people? Because there's no way he knew unless he searched or someone in a DM said, look, they're talking bad about you. So, poor Mitch is getting hit by all these really... So,
yeah, somebody tattle tweeted him or he searched his own name.
Well, anyway, I learned really quickly that I'm a lot meaner than our older generation, that I'm I'm not accommodating, like as I should be, I guess. I don't know. But this, I just couldn't stop myself from making fun of how old they were. We all have our followers, and we have kind of the standard follower. Rick Wilson's standard follower is about 60 years old. Looks like she has a lot of cats, or uses a Harrison Ford AVI, and yells a lot about how young people are stupid. That was a big takeaway.
Which is funny because we yell about that too.
I know, right? So I'm like, this is really funny. But they were so horrible, and they were shocked at how mean I was. I'm like, wow, this is not for you.
Yeah, that kind of goes back. It reminds me in 2016 when I was road beer.
Oh yeah, there you go.
And I was a much different Twitter account then.
You were. Yes.
And so you'd have these, sweet little old Trump supporting ladies who, well, I won't say sweet. They were actually kind of nasty, and
they were terrible.
And if
they were awful.
But this is going to bring me to bring it around full circle.
Get your circle.
But anyway, but there were all these older looking accounts they were actually kind of nasty, and so they would get the full road beer.
Yeah.
And so you're talking about Rick Wilson's, and I've said it before that the 2020 troll farms are activating.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about it the day before yesterday, where we're getting a metric fuck ton of weird follows.
Well, yeah, I'm getting lots of creepy, weird. Yeah, it's bad.
And so I think that they're starting to percolate out. And because they were so effective for Trump in 2016, I'm pretty sure the Never Trump have started to get their own troll farms rolling, and that's probably what you encountered. Because I don't see Rick appealing to a lot of 60 and 70-year-olds because he's very foul.
Man. He is, but these people...
He's not like Johnny, or he's not like... God, he died, and I'm drawing a blank on his name now.
Who?
What? Comedian. Anyway, whatever.
What's it rhyme with? Rickles. Don Rickles.
Not Don Rickles. George Carlin. God, I can't believe I forgot his name. He's not George Carlin foul. He's not Robin Williams foul. He is just angry, bitter,
scary foul.
Coffee shop loner dude foul.
Yeah, he's bad. And what really sucks, I used to think he was pretty funny and smart guy. I really used to enjoy Rick. We were friends. And now I almost can't stand to even look at his feed. But his followers and his trolls aren't nearly as bad as Bill Kristol's. Bill Kristol's are the worst. Holy hell. Okay, so Bill Kristol tells the story about how he gets on a plane at Reagan, and the steward is like, oh my God, you're Bill Kristol, or whatever. Like, he so recognizes him. And he says, do you think Trump likes you or whatever now? And he laughs, ha, 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 no. And then this guy says, well, they really should impeach him because I'm a Reagan Republican or something. So he tweets this whole story about how he has this encounter with a stewardess or steward, I couldn't tell which. And I called bullshit.
Everybody, all of the internet called bullshit.
Pretty
much.
It
was a 8-year-old story. It was a hipster coffee shop story.
And it is. It really was. But anyway, I wasn't even that mean. I just said, dude, knock it off. This didn't happen. It didn't happen. We know it didn't happen. Just knock it off, right? Wasn't even really mean, like, you're a fucking idiot. Nothing. Hours and hours of angry people screeching at me about how I'm a bad person, like literally a bad person because of Trump. I hadn't even mentioned Trump, right? I hadn't said a word about Trump.
Yeah, all you did was call bullshit on the story.
All I did was say, you're full of shit, dude. That was it. So, but there were people who were saying, well, if you support Donald Trump, you can't be a decent person. I'm like, well, I didn't vote for him, so I'm not sure I really support him. But if you've seen how crazy batshit the Democrats are, I'm trying to hear some levity, guys. You're yelling at me because I called bullshit on Bill Kristol. I had nothing to say about Donald Trump. I didn't say Trump's innocent. I didn't say shit about Trump. And they are in my face. And most of them, not to play the woman card, but most of them were men.
Well, I mean, not just that, but the few that I got into it with and that too weren't even Republicans. They're calling you a bad Republican from the perspective of a liberal.
Of a Democrat. Well,
yes.
Then I'm doing my job. Fuck you. It was so
Oh,
crazy.
you don't like me? Good.
I'm rocking, because this guy's like, there are some really decent Republicans out there. You should get to know some. I'm like, well, I look at one in the mirror every day. This dude is got union signs behind him. I'm like, you're not a Republican, whatever. And then the comments about my appearance, making fun of my teeth, which I'm so used to. But it was the strangest thing. Here are all these men, mad at me for calling BS on Crystal and attacking my integrity, my intelligence, my appearance over Bill Crystal. And it was bad. Liberals. It was so bad. And it was. They were completely like that. That woman who said, and there was just one woman, but of course she was awful, that she said, if you support Donald Trump, you can't be a decent person. And I'm just like, well, that is some bullshit. Because even if I don't support him, that there are lots of decent people who do. Have you seen the Democrats? They are garbage, And I'm to the point where I'm not going to tell them anymore that I didn't vote for him because I don't care. No matter who I am, I disagree with them. So, of course, I am, in their mind, whatever convenient liberal stereotype they've got to completely dehumanize me, that's what I am. Period.
Well, yeah, they need to dehumanize you so they can attack you.
Exactly. Well, she had it coming. Fuck her. And that is exactly.
Yeah, look what she was wearing.
That is exactly. My skirt is too short for these liberals, and that's what's happening. Well, if you hadn't, it's kind of like the whole, well, if the Christians would stop irritating the terrorists thing, this is
they're
what
not
was happening.
Christians, they're Easter worshipers.
Oh, I'm sorry. If the Easter worshipers would stop irritating the terrorists, and then we wouldn't have a problem over in Sri Lanka. And then Bill Crystal's got that commercial they're going to release tomorrow, which is like, Republicans, your silence is deafening. And it's like all this quiet with like Ted Cruz and Sass and Kennedy and all these other Republicans. And it's like, our president has obstructed justice. What about the rule of law? And it's from the Republicans for the rule of law, which is the clunkiest, dumbest ass URL I've ever seen. But I went and I looked at the site. I'm like, well, what are they doing on the site? There's got to be some content. It's just a big old donate button. And then a list of attorneys. That's all it is.
That's what the Bulwark is too.
Oh my God, it's the same little thing. I don't understand again what their end game is here. It was like, okay, Tom Nichols was all over Seth Mandel for something, his publication. They had a Devin Nunes piece in the which one is he doing? Is he the Examiner? I think he's the Examiner.
Yeah, he's the Examiner, and Nichols was bitching about the fact that he got it in his inbox because
the Weekly Standard sold.
Yeah, TWS sold it off, and he was bitching about a pro-Trump publication, and yeah.
It was so unpleasant, and even like you've got people like Jay Caruso working at the Examiner with Seth, and of course Seth is hardly a Trump supporter. He's hardly a Trumpkin. Jay is hardly, but how dare they allow Devin Nunes to have a piece in their publication? I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
How dare they let Molly Young Fast have a piece at the Bulwark if they're conserving conservatism? I mean, come on.
Why would you send her to CPAC to make fun of the pro-life movement? It was the dumbest thing, and I watch this. I see Crystal talking about, how the ad and then talking about supporting Bill Weld of all freaking people. And I'm just, what's the end game, guys? Do you hate Trump so much that you don't want the country to succeed? If you get to that place in your head, even when I hated Obama, and I really didn't like him, his voice would I would see angry red spots. That's how much I didn't like him.
Flames.
Bursting
from my head.
It's the clue scene right here. But I never wanted the country to fail.
God, I miss Madeline Kahn.
She went too early.
But speaking of going too early, we gotta go to commercial.
Do we have to? Is Rick around? Because I haven't heard Rick.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll be back. Hopefully.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. Spring will be here soon, so if buying a new home is on your to-do list, right now is the time to call Quicken Loans. Learn about which mortgage options make sense for you and get a jump on your competition. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For JD Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Hi, welcome to the Subway ad for the new Sesame Ginger Glazed Chicken Signature Wrap. How would you like it?
I'll take a...
Sports announcer at home?
Yeah, how'd you...
We just know.
My wife picks up the new signature wrap. It's got double the rotisserie-style chicken mix with a sesame ginger glaze. She appears annoyed at me, but she shrugs it off. Those sweet and savory flavors are calling her name. She lifts the wrap and she takes the bite! Incredible! And now she's closing the door on my... Subway, make it what you want.
Limited time only at participating restaurants. Double meat based on average 6-inch sub.
And I think we're back, right? Are we back, Ordy? Are you still there?
I'm still here. God, I just jammed to that every time.
Yeah, you know.
That and our bumper music. I was happy that when I lost my connection was right when the chainsaw pulled, but before the K-pop band doing Little Bunny Foo Foo.
Yes.
Yeah, I picture a K-pop band doing that, and everything is right in the world.
Everything is right in the world. Yes, yes. And of course, I have persnickety giving me crap because I did vote for Johnson. Weld was his second in command, damn it. But at the same time...
I voted for Egg McMullin, so you
I can make fun
wash
of you.
that shame from you. I have absorbed the internet's shame for that.
Oh, that guy.
But, hey, speaking of, Crystal kicked McMullin's ass to the curb pretty quick, didn't he?
Well, yeah. Well, if he was pushing Weld, and now he's got I don't know what he's doing. You got the McCains. Now, here's interesting with the McCains, because I saw the news story about the breaking that the McCains were going to basically support and endorse Joe Biden, right?
Is that really breaking, though?
I don't think so. But anyway, they call it breaking news. So I'm like, oh, my God, really? That's kind of stupid. But then I see Cindy McCain tweet, no, this is wrong. I'm not going to get into politics at all, blah, blah, blah. So I'm guessing Meghan McCain said something like on The View or whatever, and then they ran with it as the McCains. I haven't even looked. But
are the McCains a big political family? Are they another legacy like the Obamas and the Clintons and the Bushes? Are we going to have to worry about generations of McCains?
You know
now?
what? I don't think Meghan will ever. I mean, I could be wrong. She may run and be a senator someday, but she's blocked me like 5 years ago, so I have no idea what the hell she's doing. Yeah, okay, so I don't have the best history with John McCain. John McCain was the one who gave me my first suspension on Twitter. True story.
Good.
Mine
was Will Wheaton.
Oh, well, the Will Wheaton. Everyone's got blocked by Will Wheaton.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's some pretty low-hanging fruit.
It really is. That's like dangle. But no, it was back when he and Lindsey Graham, of all people, were talking about how the First Amendment shouldn't apply to bloggers and, like, podcasts. And that pissed me off. So, I was like, rah, rah, I'm so subtle. And I got in John McCain's space, and he reported me.
I'm of two minds on that, because bloggers want First Amendment protection, but they go cloud nose on, cloud nose off. They want none of the responsibility. Of course, then now the media doesn't even want the responsibility.
Hello. I mean, have you seen the media? I mean,
yeah.
Really.
So, but I blame the blogosphere for that, because the bloggers could say whatever they wanted and claim First Amendment protection.
Right.
So now the media is like, well, fuck it, we'll do that too.
But see, there's a whole
unnamed sources, which is Gus down in the mailroom.
It's some janitor works at the White House. No, as a somewhat of a blogger, even now, when I was a blogger then, I can see that. But I really hated the idea of being told that, well, we're going to shut down people. We're going to shut these blogs down. We're going to shut them down because they're poisoning the airwaves or whatever. And even then, the media was already doing that as well. But it's gotten worse. But fair point. So John McCain got me in trouble. And then I came back. I was pissed. So I got in his face again. Then Megan got mad at me. Then Megan blocked me. But I didn't get suspended that time. So, yeah, that was my first suspension. That was my big honor, my badge of honor. John McCain got me suspended. Nice. I'm subtle. I don't know what his problem was. I'm an angel.
I don't even
think I told him to eat a bag of dicks or nothing.
See, now, once again, that was the older road beer. Eat a bag of dicks. Oh, my God, I'm choking on a million dicks. What baggage is this?
See, I don't say any of those things anymore. I'm so subtle now. But even then, it wasn't that. I didn't even tell him that. But anyway, I got suspended. So I don't have a whole lot of my history with John McCain ain't great. So I'm just like, whatever. So I don't know if Cindy McCain or what's going on there, but apparently they're going to endorse Biden if he ever actually announces that he's running.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, so that's been fun. I have in my notes because I was actually scanning through Twitter. I was doing my whole, my 5 minutes of research for the show. And I see that Tom Arnold is trending. So my first thought was, okay, we have another Harvey Weinstein thing. And I thought, that's really disgusting. Please don't let that be it.
Right.
And then I figured it was Michael Cohen.
So that would be poetic fucking justice.
But, it's Michael Cohen. And Michael Cohen apparently it was recorded, Tom Arnold being, having all the integrity that he has, talked to Michael, I guess, on the phone, and Michael walked back some of the charges he said he pled guilty to, that he was not guilty of these things. And what does Tom do? Of course, he's got to share the tape and all this stuff. So anyway, Tom Arnold is in the news again, and that's so 2019.
Well,
really?
The great thing is because, he throws Cohen, his best buddy, who reached out to Tom Arnold as a friend, throws him under the bus in a WSJ article because attention whores don't care who they step on as long as they get attention.
That's
I think he's still secretly hoping for the P tape to be real.
Well, he's got it as his cover photo on Twitter. It's like the PP tape. He swears he has the PP tape, which is so gross. What's your claim to fame? I got a PP tape. Well, there you go. Way to go. You're making a name for yourself with that PP tape.
Yeah, great.
Makes my eyes twitch, and my cheek twitch, and my forehead twitch. I'm twitching everywhere. And it's not a twitchy joke, man. I'm just like a twitchy mess. I blame you.
You blame me? How is it my fault?
Everything is your fault. Duh.
Did you see
oh my God.
Booty Time has Gwyneth Paltrow supporting him?
I'm not surprised. Isn't she the one who put coffee up her butt?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember. I know. Okay, I'm sorry. Wasn't she the one who made what is it
coffee
called?
Enema.
A coffee enema. Oh my God! Did you see that footage of the Muslim female doctor talking about how she's made these new enemas that will stop men from being gay?
Yeah.
Did you see that? It was like she's serious, and she said that there's a worm there's a worm in men's
semen-eating worm.
Semen-eating worm that makes men gay, and
it's science, so there's nothing to be ashamed of.
And she's on this talk show with these other Muslim women, and they keep talking about praise Allah, and I'm just.
This is the culture that invented mathematics.
My mouth is.
This is how you regress as a society.
My God! Well, here you go. Since you think you're gay, put this thing up your butt, and then you won't be gay anymore. What? Well, she has them for men and women, and they're different colors for the men and women. And then she also went into this whole tirade about how men should eat food from the ground because it makes them more masculine, and that men should eat bitter food because it makes them stronger. What the hell? This is really fucked up. This is some crazy stuff.
But it's science. She kept
really
saying
sad.
that, but it's science.
So I got to that from Buttigieg to Gwyneth Paltrow coffee butt to the enema. It's not a good thing that's what
the damn 2020 ticket is just so much.
I just sat and watched it. I just really? Do you really think this is real? It's like, okay.
Like MD in chat said, Islamic culture peaked in the 9th century.
Wow. So what do you... I'm really worried about being gay. We're not going to toss you off a building. We want you to put this up your butt, though. What? Yeah.
If you take this worm enema, you won't.
It kills the semen-eating worm. I don't get it. I'm like, really?
No, it gives them. It doesn't kill it.
Oh,
it gives it to them because it's the semen that makes you gay.
Oh, well, see that completely.
Science.
Holy shit. These are some insane people, dude. This is bad. And I just sat, I kept thinking it was a joke. This couldn't be real. But it was real. Praise Allah.
Yeah, I was watching local news this morning while we're talking about science.
Oh, good, science. Mm-hmm.
While we're talking about science and, other things. Is that, so Los Angeles has a huge measles outbreak now, too.
Oh, fun.
Just like New York.
Really good fun.
So, 1, thank you, anti-vaxxers. 2, thank you, illegal immigration. And you notice how it's in these Dem strongholds that are sanctuary cities and aren't...
Shocker.
Shocking, right? Yeah. Next you'll expect San Francisco, Seattle, and Austin, maybe, whatever. So...
Fun.
Yeah. So huge measles outbreak in California, in Los Angeles.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Oh, before the show, Persnickety, who I'm not speaking to now, but anyway, she sent me a message about how there's a new that they've approved this new homeless shelter in the San Francisco area, apparently, and all these really wealthy San Franciscos are pissed off, and they don't want it built, so they're like, it's going to ruin our neighborhood.
Oh yeah, no, liberals are the ultimate NIMBY.
Oh my God!
I mean, this goes back to the first big wind farm. That was, they were talking about, oh God, we're going to do these wind farms. They're going to be huge. They're going to be great, though. They're going to clean power and everything else. The first one was proposed off of Nantucket.
Yeah.
Insert your limerick here.
Uh-huh.
And Ted Kennedy opposed it because it would have been in his view.
Yeah, it is bad for their neighborhoods. These San Franciscans are like protesting a homeless shelter because they don't want. It's bad for their neighborhood. Well,
Right.
Homeless people are fucking bad for your neighborhood too, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to tell you, I try not to look at chat because it just irritate me. But I look over to chat, and the one thing I see up at the top is only in the butt, Don. What are we talking about here? Hey, we haven't really.
They're still talking about the worm enema in chat.
Suppositories that eat seem. I don't know. Yes, welcome to conservative radio.
You're right smack dab in the middle of your 4 hours of conservative commentary. Fastest 4 hours.
Fastest 4 hours of conservative commentary, and it's only in the butt, Don. Great. Wow.
Are you familiar with Stephanie Keaton?
I don't think so.
She is an economics professor.
Oh, good.
She tweeted, was it yesterday? No, it was today. The carpenter cannot run out of inches. The stadium cannot run out of points. The airline cannot run out of FF miles. The USA cannot run out of dollars. Just print more.
Okay.
So this is the whole, just give people money. Because she's, as an economics professor, she has never heard of inflation.
Never.
She has never heard of the Weimar Republic or Venezuela or print more
painful.
money. The U.S. can't go broke. Just print more money. Here's the best part of it. She is Bernie Sanders' economics advisor.
Oh my God, I know who she is. Oh my, yeah. Well, just write us all. What was it? Matt Iglesias said he just wants to write every American a check for $50,000.
Okay.
Okay, shit, do it. Well, then they're also talking about that they want to wipe out.
Wait, does he personally want to write the check, or
I would
does he
not
want
take
the
a
government?
check from Matt Iglesias for $50,000. I don't know. Basically, the government, and then of course Liz Warren wants to wipe out all college debt. So other people are like, well, let's wipe out credit card debt and car debt and mortgages. Well, fuck it. Why is there any debt?
She's running on reparations.
She's running on. Let me buy your vote, please.
Yeah, no, that is the ultimate in just blatant black people vote for me, and I'll give you money.
Exactly. Let me buy you. You are property. Here's money. Please vote for me.
I was going to say, well, let me give you reparations for being a slave by making you a slave.
Basically, hey, hello, I want you to, you have a new master now. It's the government. Here's some money.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a racial trope?
You're going to get in trouble.
I did the guy yesterday who came up with a series of your tweets calling them racist tropes.
Oh, I didn't even see him. You know what? I lose so many.
No, that was the same guy that came from the Bill Kristol thread.
Oh my God, there were so many of them.
They
I have
said
no
that
idea.
you were a bad Republican that admitted he's a Democrat.
Oh, that's right. Well, I can't even keep him straight. I think I muted him. I don't know. I muted so many of them after a while. I have no idea what they're saying to me. But
Ron, are you saying that semen has electrolytes?
I don't even want to talk about semen or in the butt anymore. Thank you. My God. Oh, but we have to.
You started it.
I did not. Okay, maybe I did. So this is a good segue, though, to the KY jelly thing.
Okay.
Did you see that? So, okay, KY jelly. I can't believe I'm talking about this on the air. KY jelly has this speech.
Oh my God, this show, we're political commentary. We're just doing butt jokes and
KY jelly. But
KY jelly.
It works, right? But anyway, so KY jelly has put together like some, I don't know, documentary or something about how it's time that women were able to talk about how they like sex and pleasure. Because, we have...
I'm sorry, I thought we did that in the 80s with Dr. Ruth.
We've been doing that since the 60s, man. I mean, come on, it was the sexual revolution. But apparently, I guess all these other women who I don't know...
KY transition was smooth. Thank you, chat.
Thank you, Chad. All right. But no, this really rubbed me the wrong way. I didn't mean to say that out loud. But it did. It bothered me because I'm like, okay, I'm in my 40s. And I have never in my life felt like I couldn't talk about how I like sex or that sex feels good. So I don't understand this whole thing. And then all these women are like, yeah, I totally like sex now. Hee hee hee. And it's all funny. And they're so free. And I'm like, where the fuck have you been for the last 60 years?
Yeah,
I mean, hello, there are women singing about having sex and women talking about how they have sex. And women
this goes back to Masters and Johnson in the 50s.
This is not a new thing. This is not like women like sex. Get out of here. Well, that is completely progressive. Let's run on that. And
feminism is regressive.
It is. It's so stupid. They're like, oh my God, sex is so awesome. No, really? I had no idea. I'm 45 years old and I've never figured out that sex rocks. Just the dumbest damn thing. And like they're excited about this documentary.
Yeah, it's
like, hey, watch this thing. Women are talking about having sex. Well, women do. Have they been on Twitter? I mean, hello. It's not like women are shy. It just really bothered me. And I guess
have they read a Penthouse letters? Is Penthouse even a thing anymore? Does that exist?
I don't know. I have no. Dude,
do men's magazines even exist?
I think so. But
I think Pornhub killed them all.
Okay, this went down the wrong path. Anyway, feminists are stupid. And moving on. KY affect the worms. I give up.
Oh, why would it even be necessary? Basically,
let's have sex.
Thank you, Rick. It sounds to me like KY went ahead and made a 15-minute, hour, however long their documentary. It sounds like they just made a really long infomercial.
It's a commercial because they have this new thing where like it supposedly is like more pleasurable for the woman. It's not just like smooth; it's other stuff.
Okay.
And so sorry, I'm dinging. I'm like, whoa! I got a text. Anyway, this is that was me. Sorry. Ding! I'm like, yeah, KY's awesome. It's more pleasurable.
Ding, fries are done. Ding, fries are done.
Okay. But no, I guess that's I think you're right. I think it's like a huge commercial that is really stupid because it's like women have been enjoying sex since the 60s. I think women have enjoyed sex a lot longer, but then they've been able to talk about the sex since the 60s.
Yeah. Like I said, going back to Masters and Johnson in the 50s, this is not new. This is not revolutionary. It's not cutting it. It's not even edgy. No. It is just... You're pandering.
You're pandering.
You're pandering. You're doing the Gillette.
Oh my God, the Gillette ad.
Ad.
That was so bad about bullying and like all these dudes dressed up as chicks, shaving their heads. Just sell fucking razors, man. Just sell lube. Just sell it. I don't need some woman's sexual revolution. Just sell the lube and be done with it. See, I made my point. Are you glad?
You go. I am glad.
It was bothering me. I had to talk about it.
On a final note, did you see that New York is banning processed meat?
How did you make a segue from... Never mind. No, I did not see that.
It fits. Yeah. We went from sex to talking about meat. Just saying.
See, it's a very simple transition because the story was actually about hot dogs.
From lube to meat. Okay, you got it.
To hot dogs.
That's great. Ooh, that's really gross. That is not a good segue. Anyway. That is... bad. No, I did not. I missed.
So the story reads like it's citywide, but when you read the story, it's just in like their jails and schools and everything like that. It goes with their No Meat Monday thing. But this is the shit that eventually causes people to riot, whether it be in the jail, in the school, wherever. In that.
Sorry,
banning processed meat. I'm sorry, bacon is processed. Hot dogs are processed.
Give me my hot dog. It's killing me. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just
go ahead. Talk about your processed meat.
We've lost Foo.
I'm gone.
That's it. Show's over.
Talk amongst yourselves.
So I have a question. Who was it that yelled out? Let them eat cake as she was being decapitated or something?
Marie Antoinette.
There we go.
Let them eat hot dogs.
So the 21st century equivalent is going to be let them eat hot dogs.
Let them eat tube steak, bacon. I had to stop looking at chat.
Tube
it's
steak.
their fault. They said tube steak in chat. I'm just farm to lube to meat. It's farm fresh from farm to table. I'm done.
We haven't talked about Bigfoot erotica or fish porn in a while.
Oh my god. I've lost control.
Wait, control is an illusion. Have you not figured this out yet?
God bless America. Vote. It's important.
Fucking America.
Know your rights, and we are lost. It is done. Aren't you guys glad you listened to the show tonight because you could hear?
I started out.
No more Yankee, my Winky.
Oh my god, that reminds me. Yang.
Okay, let's have it.
Yang is like in 4th place right now. He's at like 5% support.
Who?
Andrew Yang, Mr. Circumcision.
I thought he was at like 0.
No, he's like in 4th place in the one I saw. He's like beating a bunch of people.
Was it tied for 0 though?
No, he's like 5%. I'm not even shitting you. You should go look it up. Yang has 5%. Or 4%.
Well, I mean, they only have like 11 billion people running now.
Yeah, well, he wants to give everybody $1,000, so.
Oh, hell yeah. Just write me a check. Shit. I need to get some hot dogs, apparently. So weird. I'm sorry. I'm here. Are we good?
Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're always good. Foo, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Politibunny. That's POLITIBUNNY. And on a little website called twitchy.com. And already, gosh golly, where can they find you?
Well, when my internet works and I'm not suspended, they can find me on Twitter as @OrdyPackard, or right here every week on Wednesday nights with my lovely and adoring co-host in the fastest 4 hours of conservative commentary on KLRN Radio.
Wow.
Right?
You must like you know what you're doing. All right, guys, this has been a mess, but we're here, and we're glad you're here, too. So we'll be back with you guys live next week, and hopefully we can get it together by then. In the meantime, keep your sense of humor and stay out of jail.
No matter where you go, there you are.
Stay tuned, folks. Robinson and Wright coming up next. Either an extended version of that, or we'll have Off the Rails afterwards, too. Either or. We'll find out soon enough.